So let me just put a couple examples up here on the screen, and then I'm going to give you the answers just to make sure we're kind of on the right track here. Okay, so first we have giving aid to Russia means that we care more about Russia than our own people, so we shouldn't give aid to Russia. Giving aid to Russia means we care more about Russia than our own people, so we shouldn't give aid to Russia. Now you're trying to figure out which of the previous fallacies I just presented would fit these categories. So that's the first one. The second one is, you play the lottery, so why should I listen to you when you tell me to stop gambling? Second one, you play the lottery, why should I listen to you when you tell me to stop gambling? Next one, no proposal will fix everything. I am against the health plan. No proposal will fix everything. I am against the health plan. Finally, Jen said she wants either grapes or cherries. The store doesn't have grapes, so we'll have to get cherries. Jen said she wants either grapes or cherries. The store doesn't have grapes, so we'll have to get cherries. Okay, now I recommend pausing the video here and thinking about those for a minute and thinking about what category fits what example of fallacy. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first one. Giving aid to Russia means that we care more about Russia than our own people, so we shouldn't give any aid to Russia. Now, I know some of you may have seen a false dilemma here, and I think there's a partial implied false dilemma because there's a suggestion either you give aid to Russia or you care more about your own people. However, to me, that's not the main essence of the passage. The main essence of the passage is them saying giving aid to Russia means, right? They use the word means, implies that, right? Suggests that. They're saying this is what it means to do this. And then after the word means, they completely misinterpret what it means to give aid to another country, right? Giving aid to another country doesn't mean that you care more about that country. It means that you want to help them and you care about human suffering in the world. Right? So in other words, it misinterprets what it means to want to give aid to another country. This is why I'd call it a straw man. And it concludes very clearly, so we shouldn't give any aid to Russia, right? And the only reasoning given is a misinterpretation of what that means. So again, I see a partial false dilemma, but the best answer, in my opinion here, and I think it's backed up by that word means, the best answer is the straw man, Now, let me point out that in some of the examples, I choose examples that are a little more ambiguous to give you help, give you harder examples to make you better at recognizing fallacies. But on the assessments, the examples won't be ambiguous. They'll be very direct and fit each category clearly. So I give you difficult examples for practice, but on the assessment, they're more clear. So that's a straw man. The next one, you play the lottery. Why should I listen to you when you tell me to stop gambling? Right? This is a perfect ad hominem, right? Just because of the person's characteristics, playing the lottery, that other person is deciding, well, you're telling me to stop gambling, I'm not listening to your argument just because you play the lottery. Right? They don't ever consider that maybe even if that person plays the lottery, that their gambling habit might be a problem as well. So instead of dealing with the logic of whether it's good or bad to play the lottery, they focus on the personal characteristics of the person they were speaking to regarding gambling. So once again, that's an ad hominem fallacy. Next one is, no proposal will fix everything. I'm against the health plan. This is a perfectionist false dilemma fallacy. You again have that idea that something has to be perfect, right? They say, no proposal will fix everything, so we shouldn't do it. It ain't going to be perfect, so I'm not going to do it. Instead of pointing out the ways that somebody could easily counter-argue and say, well, yeah, it's not going to fix everything, but it's going to fix this, this, and this, and this, and this, and that's worth it. Just because it doesn't fix everything, that's not an argument as to why it's not worth doing it. So that would be a perfectionist fallacy. Now the next one's tricky, and I haven't told you this yet, but that's okay, because this is the instructional video. Sometimes there will be examples that don't have a fallacy. Right? So that will actually be an option on some of the assessment questions. It'll say no fallacy. And this is because the whole point of the class is for you to be able to tell the difference between good and bad reasoning, as I said before. So you should be able to recognize a passage where there isn't an error in reasoning and it's just a normal argument. And that's exactly what's happening in this last argument about Jen. Jen said she wants either grapes or cherries. The store doesn't have grapes, so I'll have to get cherries. So this is a perfectly reasonable argument, and it seems like a false dilemma because it says either or. But notice it's not an illegitimate dilemma. There can be a real dilemma, right? If Jen tells me, hey, look, I want only these two things, that isn't about like, either we're going to fight, either you're with a terrorist or not. That's about, these are the things she wants. She has stipulated, I want these two things. And then in the argument, the speaker says, they didn't have this, so I'll get that. Right? So this is a legitimate argument with a legitimate dilemma. To be a false dilemma, it has to fit the form of really over-exaggerating one of the options. In this case, it doesn't do that. It suggests one or the other in a logical way, not in a way that is built on faulty reasoning. So this would not include a fallacy. This would not include a fallacy.